On this week's Playback, we're going head-to-head in Star Realms.
Each of us will be building our own custom decks as the game goes on to form our space military fleets as we try to take down our opponents. The battle begins right now. I'm Jonathan Estes.
I'm Will Keeler, and this is the Roll for Crit Playback. Alright, we are playing Star Realms here. The stage is set. We have randomly determined that I will be going first.
It was quite random.
Yes, we just rolled the die. Alright, so since I'm going first, I only get to draw 3, which is a little sad, but there are a lot of cheap cards out, which I like, because I have 3 scouts. Yeah, this is actually really hard. There are a lot of choices to go.
Yeah, usually there are not this many
choices.
Like,
this is like, how do you want to go forward?
This could decide the rest of the game for you.
It will decide the rest of the game for me. I'm going to start with just a trade bot.
Oh.
I'm going to get the missile bot. I'm going to hope to combo off the machine people. Wow, the machine guys are just...
You're going red. You're going red. I don't call them by their names. I just call them red.
The machine cult, I believe, is the...
That is a pretty
red
cool
symbol.
name.
I believe it's Machine Cult, Star Empire, Trade Federation, and the Blob. You know, I'm going to read them all right here.
Don't look it up. It doesn't matter. It's not.
No, I'm curious now. I'm curious.
It is actually written on the cards.
I did not know that. I never realized.
Yeah, it's right there. It's
well, I'll be damned.
All right, my turn. Since I get a full hand of 5 cards, I'll have even more choices. I have 4 scouts and a viper. So,
ooh, that means I lose 1 authority.
So I do the first hit of damage to you.
First strike, so that brings me down to 49.
I'm gonna go ahead and buy this patrol mech and join you in the machine cults.
And that seems like a pretty sweet card. My next hand is actually both of my vipers, so that's 2 combat towards you. Well, I'm gonna go for the trade bot again. I do really love the Star Empire.
I like them a lot too, actually. I have the exact same hand. 1 more point.
You mean from last time? I thought my hand was
last time.
How do you have another Viper?
not as yours. Well, I've been cheating. And now the best part of any deck building game.
The shuffle.
Just 45 minutes of us shuffling our decks.
I even just start off the bat by making you discard.
Oh, before I even drew my
hand.
hand.
Oh, of course. No, you knew I had to get this while you're trying to shuffle. That's how the game works. I'm going to actually get this blob fighter, mostly so you don't buy it.
I don't even know that the blobs are that good.
I feel like they.
Well, I think any faction can be good.
Well, I feel like they're good if you get them.
Well, yes.
Compared to the other ones, they really seem to just say, I'm here.
Now, I have a Viper and my patrol mech. So I can choose to get 3 trade, or I can hit you for 5. I'm going to hit you for 5.
Ouch! So that's a total of 6 authority lost. Ow!
You'll get it back. Don't put on such an act.
Trade Federation chips haven't come out yet.
I kind of want to trigger that, so I'm actually going to keep going the machine cult route.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe we'll be fighting over the red cards.
Ooh, that changes.
Neither of us have gotten any defensive cards.
No out. There haven't been any outposts. The 2 there are pretty expensive. Shuffle time!
Well, while you're shuffling, 3 scouts, a viper, blob destroyer.
So another 5? No, that's 7.
7 to you.
Oh,
that's pretty... See, the way this game can go if you don't get any defensive cards is it can easily just become a... So there's not... Which is a technical term in the gaming community.
Yes.
Is there anything for 3? Oh, there's that trading post you just got out. I will take that.
That really sucks for me.
It really does, actually.
I'm not going to scrap anything, even though I have 2 cards to scrap because I want to get that Space Needle.
Yeah.
But because the 2 machine cults activate each other, I'm going to be hitting you with a total of 6.
Okay.
And I will be buying that needle because last time we played a bit of this, the needle helped out a lot.
Alright, kind of another boring one. 4 scouts and my blob destroyer returns. So,
wow. Oh, and you keep doing it so I have to flip everything over.
Have fun making change for that.
I am going to start with a trade bot and actually scrap a card from my hand. This Viper.
Okay.
But then I'm going to play a blob fighter and still hit you for 3 total combat. And 3 buying power.
Now I have to make change.
Yeah. Have fun.
Alright, I'm playing the trading post. Our first outpost, so now you'll have to go through that if you want to hurt me, which you will. Now, this is always the thing in deck building games of
buying it for the sake of buying it, or
leaving it because it might dilute my deck. Oh, it does. I don't want you to potentially get that healing capability. So.
You jerk! I was like, yes, he's saying he's not buying it. I got so excited.
That's the one thing that would stop me.
So I'm hitting you for 4 with the outpost, so I'm getting rid of that.
Okay, so it's going to be in my new discard pile.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, usually in deck building games, there's more than 2 people, so you have a little bit of leeway to shuffle.
And we also know we both take way too long to shuffle. So a total of 6 buy or trade.
Oh, let's see a whale there.
I do see that whale. That whale is quite nice.
Missile bot and a patrol mech, which help each other out.
Are you doing the money or the?
It's a great question.
Because you gotta decide as soon as you play it, unfortunately.
It's basically it comes down to do I want to hurt you now, or do I want to again prevent you from being able to heal in the future? And I think I know even though the instant gratification would be nice, I'm gonna use it for the money.
It's not looking very good for me, but I've been known to turn around games.
You have. So Star Realms, as you just saw, is a deck building game. It is the new hotness today. All the kids are bubbling about it.
That's right. We said deck building. I mean, sure, it looks small, but it is in fact a deck building game.
We were confused when we first saw it. Like, how do they fit a deck building game in there?
And I mean, after we've played some games, we can see they did fit one in there.
They definitely did. Of course, each set fits 1 to 2 players, and you can add more as you continue.
So this one alone, let's say you bought this, would fit like we just played 2-player. However, if you bought a second one, you can do 4 or buy another more. And in the pack alone, it does give instructions for multiple different game styles for multiple players besides the 2v2.
So we've only had the chance to try the 2-player mode. So that's what we're going to be focusing on.
It's been hard enough to get down on our own.
We can't get people together to play besides the 2 of us. We're very lonely. But so we're going to talk about it a little bit. It is, if you've played a deck building game, you're definitely right at home.
Yeah, no, it really has most of what you expect of a deck building game. With a couple differences which I think are really nice. Mm-hmm. The first one, which you unfortunately will not actually see a lot in this, is the outposts and bases.
Well, it is, unlike some other deck building games, you're actually attacking each other.
No, that's
so
actually,
you have a life counter. And
authority, as it would say.
Right, they call it authority, of course. And I don't know why, of course, they just do. But like you said, then in addition, it's not just attacking each other, but there are these defense cards, these outposts that if you have one, they have to go through that first.
Right.
I've found in the games that we've played and from the games that you told me about that you played without me, which I'm still hurt about, by the way. It's all right. It seems like there's a few. The games can go very different ways depending on what cards come out, because we've had this one, which was just straight up attacking back and forth, no mercy.
Pretty much, and it just came down to you just being able to get those really nice big hits in on me.
Which it does, it kind of is almost dependent on who got to go first in that scenario. But we've had other games where every other turn both people are healing and defending, so it can go on for a lot longer than that. Or it could go like the healing route, the defending route, the neither of those route. So I like that every time you play, it could feel pretty different.
I absolutely agree. I mean, just the one right before it, like you said, was a lot more healing
Completely
until it just came down to me starting to get that attack up.
Right. I don't know if you prefer either of those, but say what you're going to say first.
I think another thing I think is really interesting is I mean, we've played a couple games. I've played a little bit more than you. I mean, there are probably people who have perfectly announced, like this tribe, this group, there are 4 groups, is perfect for this one's for this. I still haven't felt really like a strong, if I really want to go offensive, I gotta grab this guy.
No, I definitely think...
besides I do see a bit more I do see the healing with the Trade Federation, the authority, the Trade Federation stuff. But outside, like the attack, they all usually hit pretty hard.
They're pretty balanced. I think the balance to the healing is that if you're focusing so much on healing, eventually your opponent will have so many attack cards that it won't matter.
I know there was a time like, all right, I healed 4, and it's like, okay, I play the the Blob Ship Whale, which hits for 7. That's my first card.
Right. And one thing I also love in this is the fact that it doesn't matter what order you play your cards in.
Oh, no, that's so nice. Because, I mean, we have mentioned Marvel a lot. And one thing that's always annoying in here is just like, oh, they both play, like, this plays green, but I really want to use this ability for something. Like, the chip first abilities do trigger instantly. But their second ability, which triggers if you play the same faction over, is you get to choose when to activate that.
Right.
Which is...
It's a little nice. It makes things quicker. I don't think it's necessarily better because in the other way you get more strategy behind it. But it's nice as a change of pace.
Yes.
And also the fact that it's often not you get the ability, and then if you want, for instance, you can destroy the card for an extra ability.
Right.
You never feel like you're missing out on anything by making a different choice.
Right.
Which is a big plus. And just it's so, compared to other deck building games, it really is very quick and very simple. But I think that it fits because it's such a small box. It's a nice kind of thing, and it would be a great introductory deck building game for people as well.
No, it's definitely interesting because it's really simple. But unlike, let's say, the DC deck building one, that life total thing alone really throws in a whole new. Yeah,
I don't know. I almost feel like hypocritical because usually I'm down on DC because I think it is so simple. But I guess this one from the package I didn't expect that complexity. So there's a bit of a different mindset going
you
in.
Definitely are being really weird about this. Well, I will say no matter what, I seem to.
I don't want to. This is a whole
Yes.
I don't want to get into that whole discussion, but I think in this case the simplicity and the fact that you have the attacking adds that extra dimension to it.
Ooh, Mech World! I love Mech World.
Oh yeah.
It triggers everything, and it's an outpost. Mech Missile. You don't have a base to destroy, so that doesn't. But I will activate its other ability to draw a card. I will then play my Stealth Needle to copy said card and draw another card. So in total, I have 3 buying power, which lets me buy, or 3 trade. Sorry, not buying. An Explorer.
Please, the terminology is very important.
And a total of 12.
Oh boy.
13, 14.
Oh god.
15, 16.
Oh no.
17, 18, 19 damage. This is where...
How did that even happen?
Double draw and then just...
The Stealth Needle is broken. So you're at 25 now and I'm at 18. That's pretty... And neither of us are really...
We should know this is really one of the first matches with you got 1 outpost, that's it. Yeah. It really has just been an all-out... Yeah. Who can kill the other one first?
Yeah. I could get the whale. the blob carrier, but I feel like I really want to hit you because... You just hit me for so much, and I gotta start fighting.
No, you really shouldn't.
I'm gonna use it to hit you, and I'm just gonna buy an Explorer.
What are you at, 18?
18, and you're at 20.
Ooh, wow.
It really could come down to just who gets to go first.
Alright, well, I'm gonna disappoint you a little bit. Well, actually, no, before I do that, I'm gonna do my survey ship.
The only way you could disappoint me is if you win.
I'm going to heal now for 4. I'm actually going to buy this because it's an outpost.
Hey, join the club.
I'm actually getting the blobs this time.
That's right. I'm doing the machine cults like you said you were going to do.
And I'm going to be hitting you for a total, or I'm going to take out 3 of your authority.
You clearly have no respect for it.
No, I do not.
I'll just do that right now.
Isn't it nice when you don't have to make changes?
Yeah, it's like 3. I have 3 ones right here. Thank you. I almost liked it.
And then...
Okay, let's make some things happen. All right.
Please don't hit me for 21.
I'm not going to do that. Might hurt you a bit, though.
You should do that.
It might hurt you a bit. Well, I'm not going to be able to buy anything this turn.
I do not like it when you say that.
I am going to, with the combined efforts of my Blob Destroyer, Patrol Mech, and Viper, hit you for 12.
Wow. Okay.
That's a little devastating.
Yeah, especially since my next turn isn't good. This might be checkmate. I really need to buy this, and somehow if I live long enough, just get those trade posts out.
Alright, so I've got the Freighter and the Trade Escort. So if I scrap this, I'll have 7 damage, but I get to draw a card right now. So, sorry.
You do win.
How?
The next ship you buy, you put on top. You buy that, you put that on top.
True, but you could have defense before next round.
No, because you buy this first, then you activate the draw a card ability.
Oh.
You win.
See, I wasn't gonna do that though. You could have stopped me.
So, the note to take from this: don't give advice to your opponent. I will note I'm really excited to try with multi match because some of the rules, one of them, which is really cool, is Hunter, in which, of course, there's a free for all, which was what you expect. But there's one where, like Seven Wonders, you can only attack at the people to your left and right, which makes things a lot more interesting. Well, first of all, you can't gang up on the guy who has no outposts.
Right.
But then you have to be like let's say Jonathan was across from him, like, he's getting a lot of good stuff. I can't do anything about it. So maybe you even don't want to attack your neighbors. Like, you want that buffer so you can build up. So that, I think you can add a lot more interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely a smart move. I like that a lot more than just free for all, which is another choice.
And that's just one. There's the one with the Empire, in which you actually have 3v3. The center players on each side are the Emperors, and the Admirals are the outside players. Admirals can only attack across. Emperors can attack everywhere. And the whole point is if you can defeat your cross admiral, you can try to take out their emperor. If the emperor dies, game's over. So it's an interesting dynamic of how do you attack each other. And I believe you can actually give each other cards into their discard pile. So you could be like, on your turn, let's say I know you were buying a lot of blobs and I see Blob World. I'm like, I'm going to buy that. It's yours.
Yeah, that is cool. We definitely have to try that.
And then, of course, they made actually a more Descent 1v. It's called Raid Mode, in which you have everyone versus one person. The one person's advantage is he draws I think 8 cards a turn instead of, or it depends on the number of players he's fighting.
Boss mode, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
And there's some other packs of cards you can get besides just the decks, the standard decks.
We haven't looked at them yet, but they're called.
But
it's the first expansion. It's Crisis. They're not random packs, so you don't have to worry about, oh no, I want to get a certain card. Right. But a lot of them sound cool. Like, one was Events and had a black hole. So I'm like, does that just destroy everything? Like, I feel like there's a lot of interesting stuff they could add.
Since you said that, random packs would be interesting for a deck building game because anybody could potentially buy it still, even if it's a really good card. You know what I mean? As opposed to when some of your opponent has the really good card.
Right.
I don't know. Just a thought.
But it just becomes a pain then. Also.
But anyway, they're not doing that, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I guess one thing we didn't talk about really is thematically. It's not really that. It's not meant to be a deep kind of. Thematic. The art is nice. It's serviceable.
I mean, it is. There are 4 factions, which doesn't matter.
I will say, when we play, I'm never like, oh yeah, I'm the whale people. It's just like, I want those green cards.
Right. No, it's the same thing with most deck building. It's not like, like go on DC, like, I'm Batman, I got to make sure I get equipment. I mean, you will say like, okay, I got to get equipment, but you'll be like, I see superpower, that's a good card, I'm buying that.
Right.
But at first, and in this one, there was a lot of, I think in particular compared to other games, there was a lot of hate buying. Like, I don't want you to buy that card, so I'm buying that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I think the thing is when there's only 2 people, it's a lot more obvious what they want.
To be fair, also, after playing with each other, we know what card we tended to sort of lean for.
Right. Yeah, so that definitely happened. I do think, I prefer it when there's a balance of the defense and the attack. I think there's always a danger of like what we had, where it was no defense.
No, I agree. I didn't like,
or the other end where you're just healing forever.
No, I definitely liked. I think our first match was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a little more back and forth.
We will say, I'm curious to see what other people say. So far, we haven't looked through the packs, obviously. Space Needle,
we think it's the best.
It's so good.
You saw in the video, I'm sure, it lets you copy a card, which is very helpful.
No, it's not. What's even better about it, let's say you're going too towards like the machine and something like Bob.
Just call them colors.
Yeah, the green and the red. Let's say I copy a green card. It's still red as well as green. So I could trigger both of those.
Right.
Which is really nice. Good.
Yeah.
But
final thoughts?
I think this is, if you're into deck building, I think this is definitely one you should pick up. It's been a lot of fun. It's a great one where you can own a copy, your friends own a copy, so therefore when you get together and there's more, then you can just throw them all together. Like, you don't have to feel guilty like, oh, he already owns it. Why should I buy it? I'm sorry.
No, finish your final thoughts if your thoughts aren't final.
And it's just starting, so it's really easy to jump in. It's easy to just play.
And it's the new hotness.
I think it's definitely one I'm going to be keeping up with.
Yeah, I would say, because I do think it's so simple, great beginner game. Mm-hmm. And I would say if you're really experienced and have you've played a lot of deck building games, there isn't too much new here, but because it's so cheap and because they are adding a lot of stuff to it, and it's just a small little thing you can easily pick up and carry around with you, I think it's worth picking up if you're into that kind of thing.
That does actually remind me of another problem with it.
Okay.
Because it's packed so nicely in a small, tight box. If you're gonna sleeve it, you better find something else to carry it in.
That's true. That's a little downside. But I believe they are working on it.
I'm almost certain there will be. If not, if you're into deck building, you probably already know where you can get a box.
You've probably got boxes.
It's not the hardest trouble in the world.
Right, but worth noting.
Yes.
So we like we said, it's cheap. You may as well pick it up if you like deck building games. And if you haven't played a deck building game, or if you've got family members you want to try it out with, it's a great one to get them started. So give it a look. Star Realms. We sell it on our website.
Do we now?
we really do. It's rollforcrit.com. Not only can you watch more awesome playback episodes like this, but you can buy that game and share it with your friends. But maybe they want to tell us about Star Realms themselves.
Well, of course, you can reach us at our email at rollforcrit@gmail.com. Yeah. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Maybe another game you want us to do a playback on, or maybe just something else you want to ask us. We're listening.
anything you want. In the meantime, you can also catch us on Twitter, Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. You can find all our links around us or in the show notes below. And that's it.
Yeah.
For this playback episode, it was good. Star Realms.
Yeah, definitely one I enjoyed a lot.
Absolutely. I'm Jonathan Estes. Who are you?
I'm Will Keeler, and this is the Roll for Crit Playback.